Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel, Cosmic Light Body. My name is Mark, and in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about resistance and how it can actually be your friend if utilized properly. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, I appreciate you stopping by my channel. We've all heard the term resistance, and I know when I hear it, it conjures up thoughts of, oh, it's bad. We want to avoid resistance. We don't want to be in resistance. And to a large extent, that's true. We don't want to be in resistance. We certainly don't want to spend a lot of time in resistance because that drains our energy. That takes our focus off of our mission, our purpose. That takes us out of alignment, right? Well, resistance actually, when we could utilize it as intended by our higher self, is actually the best way for us to get into alignment. The problem is we don't utilize it. We identify with it. And that's what I'm going to talk about here. So when we start to move out of alignment, maybe we get triggered, something in our external environment comes up and we identify with it, we feel a charge, and we can feel our vibration shift. What's happening is we are being called. We're being called by our higher selves to take a look at something, to become aware of it, really feel it, and release it. This energy that we're getting, this high vibrational energy, this high frequency light that comes into our body really helps us ascend. That's what it's doing. It's our soul. We're grounding our soul, and the soul comes in as high frequency energy. And our physical bodies, because we've spent years storing low vibrational energy to help ground us here on the planet, as we're ascending now, we're trying to release this, and our soul is sending us more of this of itself, this high frequency energy. And as this energy blasts into us so that we can ground it, it encounters resistance within the body, areas in the body that are pockets, let's say, of low density energy. And this high frequency energy comes in and it starts to release this stuff. And as this comes up into our energetic body, it passes through our awareness and we feel it, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good because it's a low vibration, right? But we are releasing this. When we identify with this resistance, we give it a charge, we increase its charge. And as we live in it, eventually we end up stuffing it back down, and we're defeating the purpose of what our soul is trying to help us with. That is resistance. And that creates more suffering and more pain. But the purpose of these things being released or coming up, being jarred loose from our body, is that so that we can release them. And as we release them, the body, the frequency of our body increases. So we want to use these emotions and these things that come up as just that. Basically just indicators to us. We're aware of it. It's an indicator. We want to sit, just be with it, but see it from the standpoint of an observer and not identify with it, because these are being reflected out so that we could become aware of them. All that's doing is showing us that these vibrations were being held within our body and they need to be released. And that is what our soul is helping us with. So best way to do that is to obviously, use your breathing techniques, meditation, whatever it is that you like to do to remain centered and pull yourself back to your body when this comes out, because we don't want to scatter our energy out into the resistance, into these low vibrations, because that lowers our vibration back down. And as we do that, what we're really doing is we're saying, hey, we want to hold on to this stuff. We don't want to let it go. So if we could just sit, let it release, do our breath work, whatever we want to do, meditate and ground the energy that's coming in, we will better be able to release these emotions, these low vibrational emotions. So, I've gotten to the point now where when things come up, it's almost like a bell going off. It's like ding, ding, ding. Here's an emotion that doesn't feel good, and I look at that and I say, okay, well, do I need to act on this emotion? What decision do I have to make to make this emotion go away, this bad feeling go away, right? So that's what we want to do. That's the instinct that we've had because that's what we've been taught. But now what I do is I'll feel this and I'll say, ding, 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 okay. This feeling, this vibration is out of alignment with my higher self. And when I simply do that and take some breaths, it goes away. And that's all it is. It is simply an indicator that this charge that is coming up and being released is not in alignment with the real me. And when I look at it from that perspective, it makes it so much easier to just release these things because we don't have to identify with this emotion. We don't have to identify with the story. We don't have to go back into what created this emotion, or even situations in the past maybe are coming to light in our memory when we feel this, telling us, well, we reacted this way in the past or we made these decisions. We want to just stay away from all that stuff and just simply know that this feeling is coming up to be released. And it's still there because we've identified with it in the past and have put mental energy into deciding how to handle life within these emotions from somewhere in our past. So we simply just say to ourselves, okay, here's a low vibrational emotion coming up. This is not in alignment with my soul, with my higher self, the real me. And that's it. That's called awareness. And we breathe and we ground, because if we could do that at this moment, when this emotion comes up, we are able to ground our soul's energy because it's coming down through us and it is trying to ground. So we assist it in grounding by recognizing the stuff coming up simply as a charge that is not in alignment with the real me. That's it. So next time something comes up, start practicing that technique and just realizing, hey, I don't have to assign a story to this. I don't have to look back and remember where this came from. I don't have to look back and remember how I dealt with this emotion in the past or this situation in the past. I simply have to know that this vibration that was released into my reality is not a vibration that is in alignment with me. And that is your roadmap. And if you could get that under control and practice that, you will make the ascension process so much easier and you will suffer far less. So if you guys have any comments, I'd love to hear from you below. Go ahead and click the like if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified of my future videos as soon as they're released. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much.